Hello, I'm Dale. Welcome to my backyard. I'm going to take you through the process of setting up your Intex above ground pool. I've got some great tips or tricks to make the process a lot easier for you. So let's get your pool set up and get your swim season started. The first step, and one of the most important, is your site selection. Be sure that your site is perfectly flat, level, and firm. If you pick an inappropriate site, it can cause a lot of issues. This pool that we're going to be setting up is the Intex Ultra XTR round pool. It is 16 feet by 48 inches. And that is the exact dimensions of the footprint, and it takes just over 5,000 gallons. This kit includes almost everything you need to get started. Of course, it has the pool liner, the frame and all the brackets to put it together, the ladder, it has a pool cover, a ground cover, and the pump and filter with all the connections you need. The things that it does not come with, you will have to get sand for your sand filter, although I do highly recommend a sand filter over a cartridge filter. You will also need some pool shock, a chlorine float, miscellaneous items like that. I will be sure to include Amazon links in the video description below of everything you're gonna need. First, we're gonna lay out the ground cover. If your pool did not come with a ground cover, I recommend getting some landscape fabric and putting it down first. That makes a good barrier for the bottom of the pool as well. Now with the ground cover down, we can unfold the pool liner and let this set in the sun for a while, because that'll make it a lot easier to work with. As I'm laying it out, I'm paying attention to where the drain port is and the ports for the pump and filter, so I can set it up with those things on the side of the pool I want. Now I'm happy with where the pool liner is. We can start setting up the frame. Now the first things we're going to need are the shorter pieces of the frame and the T-brackets. And a little pro tip for you, these supports that go around the rim on the top of the pool, take a little bit of baby powder and sprinkle it on top of it. This is going to make disassembly at the end of the season a lot easier. These things really have a tendency to stick to the pool, so get a little bit of powder on them, it'll help you out a lot. My supports and T-brackets are laid all the way around the perimeter. Now we can grab our first piece and slide it into the sleeve around the top of the pool. Then our first T-bracket snaps into place. There's a little button on the bottom here. Push that in, slide it all the way in until it snaps in. Now we'll continue that same process all the way around the perimeter of the pool, sliding our braces in place and snapping them into the T-brackets. Now the last joint can be a little bit of a pain to get in place, but if you lift it up quite a bit, push on it, you'll be able to get it in. Now I'm fairly happy with where the pool is sitting. I'm just kind of double checking its position to get it exactly where I want it. Now let's move on to the assembly of the legs. I got my first leg here. There's a little sleeve on the belt here. We're going to slide the leg into that first. Then at the top of the leg, you'll notice that it does have a hole, but this style, the 48-inch pool, this T-bracket does not have a pin that fits in there, so we just have to slide the leg into place. And we'll put the little shoe on the bottom, and we'll continue that same process all the way around the pool. As you're going around, make sure that your belt doesn't have any twists in it, and that these sleeves are lined up directly underneath the T-brackets. Now I'm gonna go around and double check that all the legs are straight up and down, that the belt's not twisted at all, and that these sleeves are lined up directly underneath the T-brace all the way around. And I'm double checking that all of my joints are firmly attached. You might notice that when you're straightening the legs on one side, on the opposite side, the legs kind of get pulled in towards the bottom. And that's just the natural tension that that belt puts around it. As you're slowly filling the pool up, we're gonna go around and straighten those legs out, pulling them out, making sure they're nice and vertical as it fills. We are ready to start adding some water, so make sure that the plug is in place on the inside and the drain cap on the outside is securely in place. I also have a video on the ladder assembly. Be sure to check that out. I'll put a link in the video description below for that video. You're going to be climbing in and out of the pool quite a bit as we start to fill it up here. All right, let's start adding some water. Now, as soon as you start adding water, it's super important to get in the pool and then go around to the edges and start pushing the outside edges into place to get all the wrinkles out of the bottom. Once you get a few inches of water in here, you're not going to be able to move the liner on the bottom at all. So get in the pool, start pushing the outside edge into place, and on the outside of the pool, double checking all the legs, making sure they're perfectly straight up and down, and our belt is not twisted or have any wrinkles in it. that everything looks perfectly aligned. Now we've got just a little tiny bit of water in it. I was able to get all the wrinkles out of the bottom. The edges all pushed out nicely into place. And with that done, I'm able to get all of the legs perfectly straight up and down, and the belt is nicely aligned all the way around. But as it fills, I'm gonna be coming out frequently to double check all the legs, make sure that all the joints are nicely in place, that I'm happy with alignment, that nothing's getting pushed out of place. So this is gonna take hours to fill because I'm doing it with my garden hose, but I do have a video on setting up the pump and filter as well. That'll be linked in the video description below, so be sure to check that out along with some of the must-have accessories for your pool. Thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.